How's it going, everyone? This is Mike, and I'm here to do a follow-up video, kind of a summary of my Pixar class that I took beginning 9 weeks ago. And I did a video at the beginning, and I talked about how we started off watching Toy Story, okay? Which to this day remains the only one that I have on home video. So anyway, the class was supposed to go on for 8 weeks, one class every week for about 3 hours. And we ended up doing it for 9 weeks. I'm not sure exactly why we had the extra week, but I'm glad that we did. And I went to all the classes except one. I missed class number, I don't know which one it was, but for no particular reason other than I just couldn't get out of bed that morning. I'm not really sure what the problem was. But so my experience with Pixar in this class has been really wonderful, and I've learned a lot, enjoyed the conversation with people. The instructor, this amazing woman named Christine Catanzarite, was absolutely amazing and gave us so much information about how the Pixar films are made, how the whole company got started, and what it takes to go into one of those films. And the discussion after we watch each individual film is always really enjoyable. So let me tell you what we saw. As I said, we saw all the Toy Story films, 1, 2, and 3, followed by The Incredibles, Cars, Wall-E, and Up, which is that's the film that I missed, so I can't tell you anything at all about Up. Then we saw Inside Out, and today was our last class. And what we did today was we watched a series of short films that are sometimes released with the Pixar features and are featured on a lot of the DVDs. So first of all, the Toy Story films, absolutely love them all. And I would eventually like to get all the Toy Story films on DVD. Can't say enough good things about them. I just completely fell in love with the characters, and I love the technical brilliance that goes into these things. And of course, they get progressively better and more involved, and more things moving in the background and all that. And that's wonderful. But what I think endures about the Toy Story movies is the lovable characters. And I don't know, I just makes you feel like a little kid again just to watch them. So those will always be number one. Then we saw The Incredibles, and that is the one film that I liked the least. Now, again, it's technically brilliant, and it moved very fast. It was more like watching a feature film, a spy thriller, science fiction, whatever. But I couldn't warm up to the characters in that one. Maybe I need to see it again and I might have a different feeling about it, but that is the one that I actually like the least. Interesting, because the instructor, Christine, said that's the one that she liked the most. She was so excited to show it to people who had never seen it before. And after it was over, I kept silent because I didn't want to interfere with her enthusiasm. But I just did not care for The Incredibles all that much. The next one we saw was Cars. I had a mixed feeling about that. I didn't like Cars at the beginning because I thought that, again, it was just showing off more and more of their technical tricks and seeing how much they could put into the frame without having characters that I could identify with. But as the movie went on, as it got past maybe the midpoint and they were in that small town that had the town that was off Route 66, I can't remember the name of the town now. My memory is so bad. But as I looked at as we got to know the characters, as everything slowed down and quieted down quite a bit, I started to love the characters and to really love the story. And I loved all the way they made the town looked with all the neon lights and everything. I thought it was very, very cool. So I did end up liking Cars, where I started off not liking it. Following that, we saw Wall-E, and that is probably, besides the Toy Story films, Wall-E is my number one. An absolutely beautiful movie with a very important and poignant message to it. And yeah, I mean, I love the characters in Wall-E, and everything about it I thought was just really, really first rate. So that is another one I would definitely like to get on home video. And the next one I missed, of course, that was Up. Sorry, I can't tell you about that one. And after that, we saw Inside Out, another one which I like very much. I thought that was a brilliant idea about going into the mind of that little girl, Riley, and the sadness, the joy, all the fear. That was just a brilliant idea, executed very well, and that was a great movie. So anyway, today, to finish it up, Christine decided to show us a series of short films, And I think I've got the whole list here. The first one we saw is the film Luxo, which is about the little lamp that's in the Pixar opening credits. And I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that. The lamp that actually has a child lamp that's playing with a ball, crushes the ball. Anyway, we had seen that before early. I think we probably saw that on the very first day, and we all loved it so much we wanted to see it again. Then we saw Jerry's Game, which is the one about the old man who's playing chess with himself on the other side. Very strange little movie, but a lot of fun. We saw something called Lifted, which is about the alien ship that comes down to Earth and is hovering over this guy's house. It looks like a takeoff on Close Encounters, and they're trying to lift up the guy through this beam, and the little alien who's trying to experiment and learn how to do this keeps doing it wrong, so he can't get the guy through the beam, and the big blob of the supervisor is standing here looking at it like this. Very funny. Very, very well done. Then we saw For the Birds, the one about all the birds that are sitting on the telephone line, and the big hawk or whatever it was comes along and wants to be a part of the group, and they're all laughing at him. And that we had seen that one before, and we requested to see that again. I was the one who requested, as a matter of fact. Then we saw Presto, which is about the magician and the rabbit he's supposed to pull out of his hat, and he's the assistant, and all the rabbit wants to do is eat the carrot. So I'm probably babbling here, but that was very cute, and we all agreed that was the one Pixar cartoon that reminded us of the old kind of cartoons that we saw back in the old days. It looked like something that would have been made back then in that old-fashioned way. We saw Partly Cloudy, we saw Hawaiian Vacation, and Small Fry, both of which have the Toy Story characters. We saw something called Lava, which was also very well done. Then we saw a series of short documentaries about the making of some of the films. We saw the story of Inside Out, Buzz Takes Manhattan, which was about the New York City Thanksgiving parade, where Buzz Lightyear was first a balloon flying in the parade, and then they showed him being inflated. That was very cool to see that, because I don't watch those parades anymore. I used to when I was a kid, but I don't now. We saw some other things. People talking about what it was like to work at Pixar, about the cereal bar that they have there. I guess these people just walk around eating cereal all day long. My favorite one was called The Gang's All Here, which had interviews and on-the-spot footage of some of the actors who were involved in the Toy Story films, like Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, Estelle Harris and Joan Cusack, and all these wonderful people talking about what it was like to make those films and how much they put into their work, and it showed them in performance and interacting with each other, and that was very, very pleasant to watch. And finally, there was a little documentary about making Nemo. That's another one, of course, that I've never seen, but it looks so beautiful, and I definitely want to see it. So anyway, that's just an overview of my Pixar class. A lot of people have asked me to do videos as the class went on, and I thought I would just wait until it was over and just do one. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed the class. I'm very, very glad that I took it. The discussion with the people around me was always interesting and a lot of fun, and it was a good group of people. And I'm hoping that there will be a Pixar 2 coming up that I can take and learn more about these wonderful films. So anyway, so if anybody has a comment or question about any of these films, anything you'd like to tell me so you can help my knowledge grow even more, please make a comment. Thank you for watching.